Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you guys how to make birria and also how I prepare some delicious quesadillas. So in case you guys want to learn how to make this super easy and delicious recipe, just stay tuned and I'll show you how. Alrighty guys, so let's get started with our ingredients. So for this recipe we're going to need 5 pounds of chuck pot roast or lamb, 2 large onions, 4 roma tomatoes, 1 bunch of cilantro, 12 New Mexico chile pods, 10 guajillo chile pods, 2 chile pasillas, 5 chile de árbol, 6 bay leaves, 14 garlic cloves, 5 cloves, ginger, a small piece of cinnamon stick, 2 teaspoons of sesame seeds, a half a teaspoon of whole black pepper, 2 teaspoons of oregano, 2 teaspoons of whole cumin, 2 teaspoons of thyme, 1/4 of a cup of white vinegar, and salt. So these are ingredients. Now let's get started. Okay, so first we're going to start by cutting our meat. And I'm going to cut it into fourths. And like I said, you can use lamb because normally birria is made out of lamb. But we don't like lamb here, so we're gonna use beef. So just cut your meat in big chunks. And then start placing them in your pot. And make sure that your pot is deep enough so we can add water and all of our ingredients. Just place your meat in there. And I'm going to add 1 whole onion, 7 garlic cloves, 2 bay leaves, and salt. And now we're going to fill it up with water, and we're going to bring it to a boil and let it boil for about 2 hours. So just make sure that all your meat is covered with water. Okay, so just like that. So I'm going to set it on medium-high heat. So now we're just going to wait for 2 hours. Alright guys, so it's been an hour and a half and this is what our meat should look like. At this point, we're just going to skim the surface of our meat, of our broth. So just remove all that. And now at this point, we're also going to start working on our sauce. Alright, so now we're just going to clean our chile pods. We're just going to depot them and deseed them. If you are sensitive to the chile, just make sure you wear gloves. So just open them and take out the seeds. And you could do the same thing for the chile de árbol, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it as it is. And the chile de árbol, it's optional as well. If you don't want your birria to be super hot, you can not add them. I know on my other birria video, you guys, a lot of you have problems finding the chiles that I use. So this one, I'm making it easier where you guys can all find the chile pods that I'm using. And if for some reason you cannot find the chile guajillos or the New Mexico chiles, you can replace them by using the chile California. And the chile pasilla, chile ancho, can be a little hard to deseed them and depot them. Just crack them open like that. So once we have all of our chiles, we're just going to give them a quick rinse, and then we're going to fill up our pot with water and we're going to bring them to a boil. Okay, so I'm just going to set it on high heat and just going to wait for about 20 to 30 minutes or until our chiles have softened. Alright, so while we wait for our chile pods, we're going to toast our sesame seeds. Alright, so on medium-high heat, I'm going to place my medium frying pan and I'm going to add my sesame seeds, and we're just going to cook them for about 3 to 5 minutes or until our seeds have turned like a yellow color. Alright, so once our sesame seeds are toasted, we're just going to remove them from the heat. All right, so for our cinnamon stick, I'm just going to use about 1 inch of our cinnamon stick. Okay, so just grab, like I like to use my 2 fingers, just like that. That's how much I grab from the cinnamon stick. So just cut that. So that's how much we're going to use for our sauce. And for our ginger, same thing. I'm going to use about 1 inch of our ginger. Okay, so just grab it like that. And we're going to peel it. Okay, so once our chiles are done, we are ready to make our sauce. All right, so after 20 minutes, your chiles should look like this, and they are done. So at this point, you want to remove the water and let them cool down for about 20 minutes. All right, so in our blender, we're going to add our chiles. Along with our white vinegar, sesame seeds, our piece of ginger, our 4 bay leaves, and our small piece of cinnamon, our cloves and black pepper, oregano, whole cumin, thyme, and our 7 garlic cloves. And we're also going to add 2 cups of our beef broth. So just make sure that you strain it. Okay. And I'm just going to add a little bit of salt. You don't want to add too much because you also remember that your broth and your meat have salt. So now we're just going to blend it until we have a super smooth sauce. All right, so now we are ready to pour it with our meat. Go. All right, so coming back to our meat, we're going to remove our onion and garlic cloves. Just try to remove them. Okay, so now we're going to strain in our sauce, and of course, depending on your blender, you know, it depends if you have to strain your chile. Alright, so I recently got a new blender, and this blender actually did a very good job blending all my chiles, so I'm just going to throw it all in. And I'm just going to add a little bit of water to my blender cup, so like that I can get all the chile. Okay, so now we're just going to let that cook. And you do want to try for salt. And I think for me it's good. And I'm very surprised with the blender. Because normally with the other one, like I will have the pellejitos, you know? And we don't want that. Okay. So now we're just going to let it come to a simmer for 20 minutes. And then after that, our birria should be done. And then we can make our birria quesadillas. Alright guys, so after 20 minutes, you want to check your meat and make sure that it is tender and it is done. So as soon as you can see, it's super soft now, and so it is done. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn it off, of course. And we're going to pull it out so that we can let it cool down so we can shred it. Alright, so out of this broth, I'm going to remove about 1 cup. and we're going to set it to the side. It's less than 1 cup. Okay, that's fine. And now for the rest of our broth, we're going to strain it so like that we can make our consommé. All right, so just be careful doing this part. Now you can skip this step if you don't want to go through that extra process of straining your broth. Okay, so once we have separated that, I'm going to return it back to my pot. Okay, so see, so nice, just broth. So now we're just going to boil our 4 tomatoes, and once your tomatoes have completely cooked, we're going to blend them and add them to our broth. All right, so now you can grab your knife and start chopping your meat, or you can do what I do and just shred your meat. I like to go through the fat, so to me this is better. It might seem like it's like a lot, but I promise you guys that it is super easy. And let me tell you that at the time it's worth it. So by now our tomatoes should be done. So now we're going to blend them. And like I said, if you don't want to add the tomatoes, that is fine, you know, but I'm showing you how to make the consommé that goes for the video for when you dip your taco or your Alrighty. And like I said, you guys, if you don't want to make the consommé, you can skip that step and you can just dip your taco in the broth, in the chile broth. It's gonna be just as delicious, but I'm just showing you the consommé, okay? So now we have our meat, so let's work on our tomatoes. All right, so this is what your tomatoes should look like. So now we're just going to add them in the blender. And I'm going to add just a little bit of salt. So now we're just going to blend them until we have made a smooth tomato sauce. Okay. Alrighty, so once we have that, we are ready to add it with our chili broth. Alright, so come back to your broth and turn it on to medium high. Okay. And now we're going to strain our broth, unless your blender smashed everything for you. Like mine. I'm not used to this. But still, the seeds are still there. Okay, so once it begins to simmer, we're going to add our meat. So once your broth begins to simmer, we're going to add our meat back. Now we're just going to let it simmer for about 5 minutes, and that's basically our birria and consommé. And now at this point, you can start chopping your onion and your cilantro. All right, so here I'm already chopping my onion and cilantro, and you're also going to want to shred your cheese because we are making quesadilla tacos. And the cheese that I'm going to use is this one, Oaxaca. It's Oaxaca cheese. You can use whatever kind of cheese you like, but this one is perfect for our quesadillas. our quesadilla tacos. So in a large frying pan, I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil, and we're going to set it on medium-high heat. Okay. We're going to grab our tortillas and dip them in the broth that we took out earlier. So just dip it like that. And just wait for your oil to be hot enough. Now we're just going to put them in there. And just leave them in there for about a minute, and then we're going to flip it over, and then we're going to add the cheese. Now we're just going to add a little bit of cheese. We're going to add our meat. And now we can remove them from our pan. Okay, so once we have our tacos out, we're going to add some cilantro and onion. Some lime. And of course we have our consommé here. You can place it in the middle. That's where we're going to dip our queso tacos. You can also add some onion and cilantro and some more lime juice. And of course, if you have your chile de árbol, oh, so delicious. So now we are ready to eat. Alrighty guys, and now for the best part, the taste test. I am ready. Let me grab my taco here. So we have our taco. And this is the messy food, it's okay. Get messy, because it's so worth it. Grab your consommé, dip it, and take a bite. Seriously, it's super delicious. It's worth it. The best. Seriously, the best. Everything is just delicious, on point. Alrighty guys, and there you have it, my super easy and delicious birria. I hope you guys had enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and if you recreate this recipe, please don't forget to tag me on any of my social medias, and if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button so you guys can be part of our family. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, no, no. Eres perfecta mujer, de la cabeza a los pies. Tú pasas de mi nivel, tú tienes el piquete. De la forma que tú besas, mami, más simétrica que un origami. De la forma que tú besas, mami, más simétrica que un origami. Eres perfecta.